Hello, Craig here from the Breakaway Café. I was recently working in a heavy engineering factory in rural small town North America, and this town had a population of around about 8,500 people, and it was around about 2 hours drive from the nearest large city and international airport, so it was quite cut off, quite remote. And during a session on leadership behaviours where we were exploring the positive impact that these can have not just on the organisation but the teams and people within it, one of the senior management team asked me this question. During my working career, who had inspired me in terms of leadership behaviours? And I honestly think he expected me to give him the usual list of replies. People like Franklin Roosevelt, Winston Churchill, Henry Ford, Bill Gates, Richard Branson. And while these are all truly inspirational figures, and we know the impact they had on society, I don't actually know them. And although I've read the books and articles and taken things away, my reply surprised this manager because it was someone I'd worked with very, very briefly during my corporate career, and this was 16 years ago. So this is the measure of the impact that his behaviours had on me. And this guy was a factory manager in charge of 400 people. And in addition to the day job, the KPIs, the statistics, the budgets, the quality reporting, the production figures, he went out of his way to know something about everybody within that factory, all 400 people. And once per month, he would walk into the factory at around about 5:30 in the morning to speak to one of the shifts that was on that particular day. And when I say speak to the shift, he didn't do a shift start brief. He didn't do a talk to all 50 of them or 60 of them. He went round individually and had a conversation with them. He knew them all by name. He knew something about their interests and their hobbies. And he knew something about their family. And this made such a difference because when the business started to ask for increased production targets during peak production times of the year, the factory responded. And we still had the quality targets, we still had the production measures, but because this manager had built rapport and he empathised with the people in that he understood some of the problems that they faced on a daily basis. And as part of that walk around each month, he would ask them what the problems were. He would ask them how effective their management teams were as well. And 16 years later, I had a meeting with some ex-colleagues and we got talking about leadership behaviours. And these ex-colleagues still work in the same factory. And I asked them the same question. Who had inspired them during their working careers? And all four of them said exactly the same name for exactly the same reasons. So what we're about at the Breakaway Café is helping you as leaders and entrepreneurs to understand and realise the impact of your behaviours on people within your organisations. And how fantastic would it be in terms of a legacy for people to say, yeah, the best person I worked for in terms of leadership behaviours was you. And please visit the website, www.thebreakawaycafe.com. Let's see how we can work together to help you improve your behaviours. And let's get your team saying exactly the same thing about you as I still say about this manager who I met. And I think this was for 3 or 4 days before he left the factory to move elsewhere. And that was 16 years ago. That's the impact he had on me as a leader. So let's see you at the website, www.thebreakawaycafe.com.